let's go to CNN first and see what they're saying. Coast Guard has ended the search and rescue operations for 6 people who were on the Francis Scott Key Bridge when it collapsed. So, for those of you who don't get quite what Boston Harbor is, it's one of our key ports. It is one of the most important ports in the country, and it's also one of the most historic. And it's important for more than just the traffic. It is like a symbol of the United States and its shipping power since the dawn of the country. That harbor has been important. Now, the bridge, as I understand it, the Key Bridge, was only built in the 1970s. It's not that old of a bridge, but they built it over the mouth of the harbor, which in my opinion, I don't care how you look at it, is a really bad idea because as former soft guys, Pop, what's one of the first things we want to do when we've got a harbor like that?
You want to choke it up and make it useless.
Yeah. And a bridge hanging right over the mouth of the harbor?
Yeah, I know. No, what could go wrong?
What could go wrong with that? That's beautiful. So here's the thing, though. Both of us have been looking at this for a long time today, and I particularly like conditions have made it dangerous for first responders and divers to be in the water, and then the accompanying picture. I'll leave it there.
Yep. I gotcha.
2 people who were pulled from the Patapoco River after the collapse. If any of you saw that bridge collapsing, there were cars. I counted at least 4 that went into the drink. How terrifying that would be.
Now, just because it happened doesn't mean it was intentional. All right. That's
where we're going.
Like Murphy is an asshole. It is what it is. All right. The United States has a lot of red tape and oversight for most of the stuff that we do here. And in my opinion, it's too much. Other countries don't do that shit at all. So we don't know the actual condition of that freighter, if it was up to U.S. code standards or not. There was, 2 or 3 May days that were released. You saw the ship lose power on and off. I think that was 2 or 3 times. And then you get what you get. Now, let's be honest. The infrastructure of this country is fucked. I wish there was a word more egregious than that word, but that's the only one I could use. We have bridges, overpasses, roads, buildings literally rotting away, and we're wasting our tax dollars to give, debit cards and room and board to a bunch of illegals that have come across the border. They're literally siphoning off the resources we could use for our own homeless and our infrastructure. But the dictator-in-chief, in my opinion, has been bought off, because I watched those testimonies online. And what's that guy's name? Barbarino or whatever?
I don't know.
I don't remember his name.
I haven't been watching a lot of those or other things that I'm focused on.
He was literally in the room when some of these deals were taking place.
Yeah.
All right. It's so fucking obvious. All right. I have to cut down on the swearing. All right. I'm just getting spun up because I love this country, and it just breaks my heart to see what's happening. Okay. So let's go into more detail with this whole
first of all, let's go into the ship itself. This cargo ship has been around for a minute. It was rolling under the Maersk company, which is one of the biggest seagoing companies out there, all the big cargo ships. Most of those are Maersk. I got a guy who's an engineer and a pretty good friend of mine. He goes by Shiba Rista. Maersk Synergy Group Grace Ocean is the contractor, operator, and owner of this ship. Now, it was apparently under a Singaporean flag.
All right.
The ship itself was built in Korea. Let me go through the specs real quick. The ship itself was built in Korea because Norway and United States, which were the big shipbuilders, no longer build ships anymore. They don't. We don't build any of the damn ships anymore.
Okay.
And it was a crew of Indians with a Ukrainian captain. Now, Shiba went, and I'm right. What's going on here? Anyway, this vessel, once it hit that pylon, I said, what's going to happen now is lawyer battle.
Yes.
They're going to call up the brigades of lawyers.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened almost instantly. And that Ukrainian captain has been removed from the shipping company's website. He's gone. They're going to memory hole that SOB as fast as they can and start blaming it on technical stuff. Oh, the widget didn't thrombulate at the correct time. And it caused the ship to blah.
Do you have a recording of the last transmission?
I'll see if I can find it, but where did that go?
Yeah, listen, you're not going to get this. We're literally covering this. I don't think the details have been released by the big mainstream media.
Okay. So I'm going to just put my mic close to my phone here. This is a recording of the last moments before the ship hit the pylon.
Why are you shouting? Because of this, you are doing. Hello? I don't know. You are doing like this. I think you are going to accident. No, shouting at me. No, I don't shout at you. But the thing is that, what you think if you do like this one, you are going at work and somebody else. But that's funny. If you're running like that, why you gonna you fucking you. You bastard. You fuck you. Bloody fuck you, bloody. Fucking mother, bloody fuck bitch. Bitch, you fuck you.
And as you can see, this did not end well.
No, it did not end well.
That, of course, is a satirical take on what happened to the.
Of course, it's not real.
The internet, being the wonderful place that it is, produced that in way less time than it took any of the actual investigators to get to the scene of the actual accident, because the internet is so glorious at producing things.
Yes. Oh my God. There's so many evil geniuses out there. God bless all your hearts. That was pretty good. Now I'm not laughing at the death and destruction. I'm not. What I'm doing here is applying some humor to a very, very bad situation. I'm basically falling back on my military graveyard humor to protect me from the insanity and stupidity that I just saw.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a good shot of the ship and its current.
All right. First of all, can you fit any more shit on that goddamn boat?
That's what these do. This is their only purpose.
Damn.
Their only purpose is to stack fat cargo stacks and go in a straight line. That is the only thing these things do. Well, and some of the deep sea footage of these vessels out there with these stacks like this is incredible. I can't imagine being on one of these things. The bunkers for their fuel act as a ballast so that this whole thing doesn't flip over. I personally don't understand the engineering here. I have no idea how that engineering.
Well, you're not a math guy, you're a language guy.
I am a language guy. I am not a math guy. So here's the thing about this bridge, though, that isn't being talked about a lot. And I caught a clip of this morning. The Baltimore area and apparently the New England area has a law or regulation where you cannot ship gas, flammables, or explosives through tunnels. And this bridge was the only way to move a lot of that stuff for the Baltimore area.
So what you're trying to say here is they are FUCKED.
I am trying to say that they are about to have surprise butt sex.
Yes. They are going to get fornicated because they're going to have a hard time getting their liquid propane, gasoline, oil, any of that stuff. Anything that could go boom or catch on fire.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all kinds of chemicals used in painting, all of that kind of stuff. Now, the internet immediately went berserk with conspiracy theories about this. And I personally think there are a couple of factors here. First of all, it happened at 1:30 in the morning. There's nobody on that bridge, relatively speaking.
Well,
that is a very high traffic bridge.
I think that they're actually going to find somewhere between 28 and 32 people dead, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
Bro, 10,000 people a half hour cross that bridge when it's busy. If I'm going to take that bridge out, I'm not going to steer it into the pylon.
At 1:30 in the morning.
At 1:30 in the morning. Two, the damage to those ships. A ship like that costs money. And to dry dock a ship like that, to make the repairs, is going to cost money.
I'm going to be honest. I mean, how old is that ship? When was it?
I didn't find a record for the ship. I didn't look for the ship itself, but this particular ship has a history of incidents.
Okay.
A history of incidents. This thing has run into walls in the ports at Amsterdam. It has veered out of the shipping lanes in some of the areas that shipping lanes are a set thing, first of all. And a lot of them have been around for thousands of years. Some of those shipping lanes are 2,000, 3,000 years old.
Because they work.
Yeah. Exactly. And veering out of a shipping lane as a commercial freighter today is a big deal. There's a maritime law out there for all of that stuff. At any rate, this guy hit the pylon, and now you've got all the insurance companies involved. The insurance companies in the harbor, ports basically have their own little governments, starting with the harbor master, and then they'll have a board, and then they'll have the union workers and everybody else, and it's its own little ecosystem. These little micro governments have brigades of lawyers.
Yeah. Say that again.
Brigades of lawyers. Let me explain what I mean. The firm that I worked at when my boss was Mark Dreyer, who was arrested, look up Mark Dreyer. That's a lot of fun. Embezzled $440 million. When they got a corporate case, it would be 2, 3, 4 partners that bill anywhere between $600 and $1,000 an hour. And they bill in 6-minute increments, by the way.
Wow.
With a brigade of anywhere between 10 to 30 associate attorneys, which are basically the worker bee attorneys trying to get to their partnership. And that was for a single case.
Yeah.
Something like this, you're probably going to have 150 lawyers involved.
Well, I mean, first of all, I don't even know what the price is to rebuild this bridge.
Well, they've already said the federal government is going to do it. So whatever the price is, it's coming out of your ass and mine.
Yeah.
Per usual.
Yeah. This is some bullshit right here.
Yeah.
All right. Now, in my opinion, if you have a ship or a company that has a history of this kind of shit, they should be banned from actually working here around this country.
It apparently is this one ship.
But see, it's run by a company.
Yeah.
You don't just punish one ship. You punish the whole fucking company for this.
In this case, I would agree with you. I very much.
Especially if there's 30 fucking people who died because of this.
Yeah.
You know, heads should fucking roll.
Well, the innocent people that were on the bridge, point blank, those people were just going to work or whatever, or coming home from work or whatever, you know? They weren't doing anything bizarre or strange.
No. But, yeah, I mean, I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of that shit this year. I really do.
What kind of shit?
Well, we can go down the list once we get through this.
Are we good with the ship right now, though?
You want to be done? Do we have any more?
There isn't really a lot to tell here.
Okay.
I don't think this was a deliberate event.
Nor do I.
Nothing here to indicate that this was a deliberate attack. If I was going to use the ship for a deliberate attack, it would be probably early morning rush hour.
8:30 in the morning.
Between 06 and 08:30, yeah.
Yep.
I would get the ship under the bridge, and then those big fat stacks of containers.
Boom.
Big old claymores. Really, really big claymores.
Yep. But here's another thing is I saw the incident. All right. The whole bridge fell down. So
it's a tinker toy.
I know.
It is held together by its own structure. The moment you compromise any one part of it, the whole thing goes. You did the.
Yeah, I know.
You were an 18 Bravo.
Yeah, I know. I know how things are destroyed. Yeah. I mean, I'm good at destroying shit. It just seemed very suspicious, and I'm not saying it's intentional, but I think a lot of the fact that it was as bad as it was neglect.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. Those bridges, though, those pylons are everything.
That's right.
If you take one of those pylons out, everything that holds that bridge together is compromised, and it's a domino.
Correct. And there you go.
And one of you guys was telling us about it. We're sitting on our asses waiting for the next evolution at Cobra Gold in Thailand. And one of you guys was talking about, you don't have to blow it all up, man. All you got to do is like blow up one little part that's important. And the whole thing will just fuck itself up.
Yeah.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Caser box.